What's going on, people? It's your boy Nando reporting for the Pound for Pound Boxing Show. Today, I'm joined by a special guest, the Commonwealth Super Welterweight Champion himself, Jamie Kid Shamrock Metcalf. He's going to come on soon. We're going to talk about his Commonwealth title win nearly 2 years ago, and he's fighting on the 6th of March on the Whyte Povetkin 2 undercard for the vacant British Super Welterweight title against the big cheese himself, Ted Cheeseman. This interview is in association of Dirty South Boxing. Guys, head over to dirtysouthboxing.co.uk for the best boxing gear and equipment out there in the market. Remember, right now you can use BMW20 for 20% off. This is only limited. There'll be a new code soon. So get this 20% off while you can, okay? We're just going to get the champ on now. How you doing, champ? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate, yeah.
How you doing? All good?
Good, yeah, are you?
Yeah, all good. Thank you for taking your time to speak to me today.
No worries, mate.
First of all, I want to say congratulations on getting this British title fight against Ted Cheeseman on the 6th of March. Obviously, on a big card, the Dillian Whyte Povetkin 2 undercard. When you first got the call about it, tell me how the feeling was.
To be honest, I've knew all that for a long time. I've been mandatory for the British title for a while, and I thought it was going to be Scott Fitzgerald, but yeah, so the changing to Cheeseman never made me any more excited or not, and I just knew it was happening anyway, so it didn't really matter who the opponent was to me. I just wanted to box for the British title.
Amazing. Was when you were negotiating for this fight, obviously with Cheeseman, was there ever any talk about your Commonwealth title being on the line, or was it just clearly for the British title?
Just clearly for the British title, yeah. I haven't even heard nothing about the Commonwealth title being on the line or his IBF, whatever, Intercontinental or whatever that is. But the main objective is just to win this British title.
Amazing. Let's go back a little bit. Back in 2019 in Leeds, obviously you fought for the Commonwealth title. How was that feeling winning that title back then? Obviously, nearly 2 years. So, but
yeah, it was a brilliant feeling. Do you know what? It was. I said at the time it was a dream winning, but it really wasn't a dream. I was just sort of saying that because I just won it and he was asking me the question, and I felt bad just saying that it wasn't my dream. But same with the British title. It's not my dream to win a British title. I've got bigger dreams than that. But to pick that up along the way is, something I want to do.
Amazing. So you got your chance now. Last year, you managed to get out just before the pandemic in February. Was there any talk of fighting Scott Fitzgerald during the pandemic last year, or was it was it something that wasn't going to happen in time?
To be honest, I don't think it was that. He was going through a few issues, I think, Scott, and I think he's over that now, and he's vacated the British title, so that's come along. But during the pandemic, I was meant to fight another kid, Jack Flatley, and the night before the fight, his trainer got diagnosed with that COVID, so the fight got cancelled. No fault of mine or Flatley's, so that never come off. And then after that, they tried to make the fight again for December, but I knew that the British title fight was lined up anyway, so I weren't going to put myself through that training again for that when I knew this British title. Thought it was going to come a bit earlier, but it's here now, and crack on with this and hopefully pick this up.
Of course. So now you've got the opportunity on a big card. Before I move on to your opponent, obviously Eddie Hearn yesterday came out and said that there's been talks that maybe this event could be moved to a different location where there's crowds. There's been talks of Monaco, Gibraltar, maybe even Dubai. Does it matter to you if the crowd are there, or you just want that shot? Let's just get it over.
I've never boxed without a crowd. Well, I've boxed. Most of my fights have been just in small hall shows and stuff like that. So I don't think it's really going to make a difference to me if there's a crowd there or not. But I'd like there to be a crowd there. I think it'd be better atmosphere and just a better buzz for yourself.
If you had the choice out of those three with a crowd, where would you pick? Monte Carlo, Gibraltar, Dubai? Which one would it be?
Either Monaco or Dubai. I've never been to either of them, so it'd be nice to get over there to them, yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a boxing event in Dubai, and obviously right now, the last few years, Dubai has been the place for celebs to go to, and it's always been like the new Las Vegas, they call it. So it would be a great event for it to be in Dubai. I'm sure they will put a spectacular show out there.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's a big fight, the Povetkin and Dylan Whyte after the first fight. Just a lot of people will be interested in it, and I think me and Cheeseman make a great fight as well. So
yeah, I think it's a cracking card. I thought after last year, I thought the card was amazing with the likes of Babic, Chris Congo, and others on the card. I thought there's no way he can top that, but he has. And you got Fabio Wally Molina. You got such a great card there that maybe it does deserve a crowd. But I'd be happy regardless what happens, as long as the event happens. Boxing is still going on, and you're right. You and Cheeseman, the card just even better because I think it's gonna be a cracking fight.
I see a lot of things. People saying, it's a terrible pay-per-view. Which to myself, if I was paying for a pay-per-view, I'd probably be disappointed myself. But I think when the fight actually happens and they've watched the fight, I think they'll be more appreciative.
To be fair, a lot of people complained about the first event, and then once the event happened, they were like, wow, that was worth the money, because last year's event was amazing. So I think it's the fact that people don't want to pay for the fights. They think at the moment with the pandemic, every event should be free, but they have to understand no crowd. They got to make their money somehow. The promoters, the fighters, the broadcasters. So I think, you know what, every other event that's happening is free, and this is the only one that's going to be box office, apart from obviously the AJ Fury event when that happens. But I think it's a cracking card. And moving on to your opponent, obviously I'm not going to ask you what you think his weaknesses are. You're not going to give that away. What do you think is his strengths? Cheeseman, he's quite a popular fighter in Britain. He's got a large gathering of fans that follow him. What is it that he brings to the table that makes him dangerous?
Do you know what? I think he's got pretty fast hands. I think he's pretty fit. He's durable. He's tough. He takes a good shot. And he's only 25. He's getting better as it goes on. I think his last couple of fights, he's like, the only thing I think he's got advantage on myself is, the last couple of fights he's had. Whereas I haven't had a real fight for nearly coming up to a year and a half, 2 years. Like Jason Wellborn was my last really real test. I got out just before the pandemic, but it weren't really a fight. I was in it was 30-second fight or something, and I think that's the only thing. But the way I've trained, I've had a camp during the pandemic. I've had good sparring. Then I'm going to do it again. I think I treat every spar like a fight anyway, so I don't think it's going to affect me.
I don't know if you're allowed to say, but have you sparred any particular names to get ready for this fight?
Not just yet, no. But for me, last fight, I had a good sparring. I was in with Beefy and sparred Sam Eggington as well. So this camp, there'll be a lot more sparring. But I'm not sure to say who they are yet, but yeah, I'll be 100% on the night.
It'll be good to get Eggington again. He knows Cheeseman very well since their last fight. So he'd be a good one, and maybe even some ex opponents of Cheeseman as well. People who's got fast hands, who have similar fast hands to Cheeseman as well. So I'm sure it'll be a cracking camp for yourself as well. Moving on from this, obviously, in the past we've seen we shouldn't look past our opponents, but getting past Ted Cheeseman, there is some amazing potential domestic fights as well in
Yeah.
this country. And you got the likes of obviously the ex-champion Scott Fitzgerald. I'm sure he's someone that will want to try and regain his title back unless he wants to move on to bigger things. I've seen in interviews before that you've mentioned the two names that you've mentioned in the past is Scott Fitzgerald and Anthony Fowler. Are these the two that you still have on your mind that will make a cracking fight for yourself in the future?
I think they'll make a cracking fight, yeah. But they're not like on my radar. They're not people that I'm dying to fight. I wanted Scott Fitzgerald because he was the British champion. He beat Ted. He beat Anthony Fowler. And the only reason I was talking Anthony Fowler because he kept getting mentioned to me, and I think it's a lot of interest in the city for that to happen. But if I pick the British title up, I'm not going to stick around and defend it like 3 times and win it outright. I'm 32. I've got bigger dreams, and I think like everything's happening at the right time. Hopefully, I win this fight, and then just get pushed on. I wanna sort of move forward.
100%. There's other big names that
if the Fitzgerald fight comes along for Defender or Fowler, and they make sense at the time, I'll dive at them. Yeah,
100%. There's other names there. You got the likes of Liam Smith still. You got Shiraz Williamson. So there's still some cracking fights there as well. What I want to ask you as well is before we move on to the world stage, obviously the welterweight division at the moment is heating up as well, and you got some amazing fighters there. You got the likes of like Chris Congo, Chris Jenkins, Conor Benn, Josh Kelly, Marku, Charlton, Mikey Mackinson. Can you see any of these fighters that are good enough to move up to super welterweight?
It's, to be honest, I haven't watched much of them. I couldn't really give you an honest opinion because I haven't watched enough of them to see if they're good enough to move up. But I'm sure if they're struggling at the weight, and it'll be a good move for them. Some people move up and it's easier for them. Look at the likes of Liam Williams. He's moved up to middleweight and he's had an easy ride really. And I don't think he would have had that as easy at super welterweight. So it's suited him moving up.
100%. To be honest, out of that list, the only two I can see that can easily go to super welterweight, only because of their height and built advantage, is probably Mikey Mackinson and Chris Congo. Chris Congo especially, I think, will be a good addition to the super welterweight division. He can have some cracking fights domestically as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to the world stage, you're number 5 in the IBF. So, winning, and the current champion is Charlo. By beating Ted Cheeseman, you can move up the rankings, and you can even end up setting.
Ted Cheeseman's behind me in the rankings with the IBF, so I'm not sure if he'll move me anywhere. It'd be good if they could have put it as an eliminator for it, maybe, because he's ranked in the top 10 as well. But you never know; that could still happen.
Exactly, and in front of you, you got some cracking names that, you know what, it will be a massive fight for you. You got still Hurd. You got Tizizu. I can't pronounce his name. Tizizu.
Costazu's son. He looks decent as well.
And Mutazeliev as well, who are just under the champion Charlo. So are those fights potentially in the future something that you want to go for?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I can't look past Ted Cheeseman. He's a great fighter. He's had some cracking fights, and it'd be a fool to look past him. But yeah, if I come through this fight, they're what I'm dreaming of, them type of fights, Charlo and stuff. And if I was boxing for a world title, I'd like it to be against the champion as well. I wouldn't want to box for a vacant title, really. Well, I would box for it, but I prefer to box the champion.
100%. Before I let you go, I like to always ask my my guests this question. Some of them like to answer, some don't. It's completely up to you. First question is the fight with Ted Cheeseman going the distance?
I couldn't tell you. You never know. Anyone who says it's definitely not happening, I can sit here and say I'm going to knock him out in the first round, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I just see a J Metcalf win. That's it.
That was my next question, is how is James Metcalf going to win?
Just by being a better man on the night.
That's a good answer. Champ, listen, I want to wish you the best of luck. May the best man win on the 6th of March. I hope it's a cracking fight, a fight that we will look back and say it will go down as one of the best British title domestic fights we've seen. And it's a great way to kick off 2021 to find out that you guys are fighting for the British title on a big event. For me, the biggest matchroom event so far this year. Yeah. So I want to wish you the best of luck of that and stay safe.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much.
Before we go, do you want to give a shout out? Do you have any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I've got a couple, yeah. You know, I've got one that does me food, the nutrition bar. I've got one that does all my juices. I'd have to write them all down. I haven't got that many really, but yeah, there's a lot of people just all. Karen Priestley takes me photos. She helps me out a lot as well. She comes around when I'm training, taking photos and stuff. And without her, you wouldn't get the memories. Like, I'm not one for pictures or even interviews. I'm not the best with. So for her to take them, I can look back at it and, you know, she helps me out. No, that's it really.
That's good. One more question. Obviously, you're part of a big undercard. In your opinion, is it repeat or revenge? Dillian Whyte, Povetkin?
It's a hard one to say. You know, I think it should be revenge, but you know, you never know with the fight that happened last time. He's just still in there, isn't he? So you can't write him off. But hopefully I can get the fight out the way and get back out and watch it.
Yeah, and we get this Deontay Wilder fight, like Eddie Hearn said.
Yeah, definitely.
Champ, again, thank you so much for taking your time to speak to us today. I want to wish you the best of luck of the 6th of March. And we'll speak again after the fight. And good luck with that.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Ta-ra, mate. Bye.